Next match, Weaver Cup first round. Previous Weaver Cup champion in the ring at this time. A very handsome man.
2016 is the new 2007, baby. You got 10, brother.
You just heard Smith Garrett checking over with our timekeeper. 10-minute time limit in all these first-round matchups. And what an intriguing one we have here, Cecil Scott. Two of the most beloved figures in CWF Mid-Atlantic.
Oh, absolutely. And honestly, two of the great TV champions in our history as well.
That's a great point. Mitch Connor held that championship proudly back, what now, almost over a decade ago.
Might have been actually the first great TV champion in this promotion's history.
Smith Garrett just coming off of a tremendous run as television champion. He captured that championship from Cedric Alexander back in December. And a lot of people, I think, are, when we talked on social media, when we tried to talk to the fans, a lot of people are picking Smith Garrett to win this tournament. It would certainly do wonders for his career if he could rebound from that television title loss and fight his whole way through the tournament.
Yeah, that would be a great pick-me-up, so to speak, because traditionally speaking, the winner of the Weaver Cup does get a shot at the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship down the road.
Absolutely. It is tradition that the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion enter the tournament, or at least be invited to do so, but the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, into a pinning predicament. The reigning champion has never won the tournament. A lot of people, though, think this might be the year for that, as we have never had a Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion quite like Trevor Lee.
Right. If there's a year it's going to happen, it would be this year. But oddly enough, he talked to the fans on social media. No one's picking the quote-unquote favorites to win. Everybody's kind of got their dark horse pick, like a Smith Garrett or a Nick Richards, and a few people picking Mitch.
Absolutely, and what a story it would be. Mitch Connor won this tournament 9 years ago. And what a story it would be. No one in the history of this tournament, dating back to 2004, has ever won it twice, other than Arik Royal, but no one has ever won it almost a decade apart.
No, and there's only been one two-time winner, but...
Correct.
I don't recall, did Mitch get his title shot back in 07?
You know, things happen sometimes. We don't really need to get into it. Mitch Connor with some great wrestling here on the mat with Smith Garrett.
Yeah, it's kind of a match I expect. A lot of respect here. We saw it at the beginning with the handshake.
Why don't you bring up old stuff? Into a pinning predicament, no.
90% of our TV audience have no idea what we're talking about.
Years ago, I was Mitch Connor's manager, and no, he didn't get his title shot. I may have traded it for another wrestler's contract. You know, that's water under the bridge. Our families are close. Our wives are friends. Why you gotta try to ruin people's relationships? Ruin people's interpersonal relationships here, Cecil. Why? Belly to belly into the canvas. You're seeing both guys going for wins here. It's a real test of wills. Back to the lockup. It has been a stalemate, which is a good thing for Connor.
Whoa! Belly to belly by Mitch.
Cover. This stalemate is a good thing for Mitch Connor, because that means that thus far he has neutralized the younger, quicker, I'm going to say arguably, but I'm going to say stronger man.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you look at this, take away the experience factor, and Smith honestly has every physical advantage in this match. And we're going to go ahead and call it the activity factor as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mitch is, an
elder statesman of CWF Mid-Atlantic at this point.
And in a way, you could say he's retired. He's semi-retired.
Just brought back in the month of November, has wrestled sporadically since then. We saw him at Ultimate Survivor in November. We saw him at Battlecade back in December. We saw him as a surprise in Battle Bowl. I think this is only Mitch's 4th match or so since he's come back. You can count him on one hand, I'm certain of that. Connor is trying to fire back. Look at the fire in the eyes.
that's one advantage I think Mitch has over almost everybody is that fire.
There it is, trying to get the shoulders to the mat. Oh, great bridge from Garrett. Garrett will not let his shoulders touch the mat. He cannot.
Look at that neck strength and look at that core strength.
Great wrestling, and Connor to the mat again for the cover. And Connor slipping out at one. This matchup has been both men trying to literally wrestle the other man's shoulders to the mat. Inside cradle, only gets two.
A very interesting, like a Greco-Roman style match almost.
Yeah, very much so.
A lot of upper body movement, a lot of wrestling to the ground.
Smith Garrett, trained at the CWF Mid-Atlantic Dojo, a pro since 2013. He missed last year's tournament with a career-threatening injury. But Cecil Scott, we talked about it. That injury ended up being maybe the best thing that ever happened to him. He rebounded, won the CWF Rumble, and became the worldwide television champion.
Yes, he did, and honestly, the last year probably been the best run of his career.
Mitch Connor, a pro since the year 2000, trained at Powerhouse Pro Wrestling in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Mitch Connor competing in his 6th Weaver Cup. He won this tournament, He won this tournament in 2007, made appearances in the Final Four in 2005 and 2006, went to the quarterfinals a year later, and went out in the first round in 2009.
And as I recall, that was his last appearance.
It was, correct. Cradle, shoulders down. Both men going for the win here. A lot of respect. You're not seeing the haymakers. You're seeing pure professional wrestling. Sunset flip, 2. You're seeing pure professional wrestling from these two. Swing and a miss. Connor, the timing may be off.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of that. A lot of missed shots like that from Connor tonight.
I think if Garrett was a little more mobile, he could blow Connor up. I don't know. Great snap suplex. Got to keep him out of the ropes. If I was Smith Garrett, I would be running more. I would be seeing how much gas is in the tank of the man who won this tournament 9 years ago.
Honestly, you look at this match, it resembles a lot of the matches from the early 60s before a lot of the showmanship came in. Oh, backbreaker.
Hard backbreaker. Shoulders down. 2. Only got 2.
Man, he barely rolled that shoulder up. But it's a very old school type match. Before a lot of the flair and showmanship came in, a lot of wrestling and manipulation. Hard whip to the corner. Smith might be looking for the splash. No dice.
Now, Connor grew up in the AWA territory. He knows that style of wrestling. I'm going to say better than a younger man like Smith Garrett would know it.
Right. He did interact with Vern Gagne and the like in his younger years.
Garrett holding on to the rope. Oh! Connor went for the DDT.
I think he hit his head.
I think he did. May have cracked his head on the back of the canvas there. Or the back of his head on the canvas. Garrett up and over. Cradle. He's got his body weight on Connor and he beat him. Great thinking there from Smith Garrett. A gentleman's matchup, but Smith Garrett moves on.
Six minutes, 49 seconds. Your winner by pinfall advancing in the 2016 Johnny Weaver Memorial Tournament, Smith Garrett!
I just want to say real quick, 100% off the cuff, for a wrestling purist like myself, that match was a rare treat. Thank both of you very much. Yes, sir? Yeah. Okay. If you don't mind.
Oh, go ahead.
You know, it's funny sometimes how things tend to work out. About a year ago, I was supposed to be in this very tournament, and because of a severe injury to my head and a severe concussion, I had to miss it. And now this year going into it, people that are regulars here, you notice that I'm kind of missing something this week.
You got screwed.
Thank you very much. But the way that I see it is I've got 2 options. I can take the approach that some people take back there and piss and moan my way to a title shot. Or I can beat 15 of the best that CWF has to offer and win the 2000